Welcome to AviatorDB News Briefing. Today is Monday, July 27th, 2026. First, breaking news headlines. Mian Airlines and 2R forced landing injures 2 near Ust-Maya. Search underway after L-410 disappears over DRC jungle. In other news, Kenmore air crash, floatplane service resumes after safety review. Air India 787 FAA Directive Boeing fleet gets door handle fix. 737 MAX 7 FAA approval nears. Southwest fleet hinges on certification. Now for the details. 2 people were injured Friday after an Antonov AN-2R, registration RA4470, operated by Mian Airlines, performed a forced landing approximately 15 kilometers from Ust-Maya in the Republic of Sakha, Yakutia, Russia. According to the Aviation Safety Network, the aircraft suffered a loss of engine power while on a local flight originating from Ust-Maya Airport. Both occupants sustained head and minor injuries during the impact and were subsequently transported to Ust-Maya Airport for medical treatment. The aircraft sustained substantial damage. No fatalities were reported. An investigation is expected to be conducted by the Yakutsk Transport Department of the Investigative Committee in coordination with Russia's Interstate Aviation Committee, IAC, to determine the cause of the engine failure. The Antonov AN-2 biplane remains a workhorse for regional transport and utility operations across remote Russian territories, valued for its short takeoff and landing, F capabilities, and rugged design. The Soviet-era type's age, however, makes rigorous power plant maintenance a consistent safety priority, a theme reflected in global AN-2 incident records. Source: Aviation Safety Network, ASN Wikibase. Kitshanga-Walikale, Democratic Republic of Congo, July 26, 2026. Search and rescue operations are underway in a remote region of the Democratic Republic of Congo after a L-410 UVPE turboprop aircraft disappeared shortly after takeoff, with 2 fatalities confirmed amid the ongoing search. The aircraft, operated by Trace Congo Aviation and registered 7Q-GMR, lost contact with air traffic control approximately 10 minutes after departing Beni, BNC. Before communication was lost, the crew reported a loss of power in one engine and declared their intention to return to Beni Airport. Authorities have confirmed 2 fatalities associated with the incident. Search teams are actively working in the area between Kitshanga and Walikale, a densely forested and challenging terrain that may hamper recovery efforts. The cause of the accident and the full circumstances surrounding the loss of contact have not yet been determined. The flight phase at the time of the incident remains unconfirmed pending the outcome of search operations. The L-410 UVPE is a twin turboprop light transport aircraft commonly used for short-haul and cargo operations across Central Africa. This is a developing story. Aviator News Network will provide updates as information becomes available. Source: Aviation Safety Network, Wikibase. Kenmore Air resumed scheduled floatplane service Saturday, July 26th, following a 1-day operational shutdown prompted by the Kenmore Air crash near Susia Island. The carrier canceled all flights Friday to support affected passengers and crew while conducting an internal safety review, according to Como News and Cairo 7. Company officials said they are contacting customers impacted by Friday's cancellations to arrange rebooking or issue refunds. The resumption comes as federal investigators continue examining the July 23rd emergency water landing in Washington's San Juan Islands. The incident involved a de Havilland DHC-3 Otter, registered as N10KJ, carrying 11 people. The aircraft struck the water and subsequently caught fire. 4 passengers required hospitalization in Bellingham and Seattle, while the remaining 7 sustained injuries of varying severity. The National Transportation Safety Board and the FAA are jointly investigating the Sucia Island floatplane crash. Investigators are analyzing radar data, weather conditions, and maintenance records to determine the probable cause. The NTSB does not plan to deploy a field team to the scene, but expects to release a preliminary factual report within approximately 30 days. A final probable cause determination is anticipated within 12 to 24 months. Air India has initiated phased modifications across its 35 aircraft Boeing 787 fleet to comply with a recent FAA Airworthiness Directive, AD, targeting a potential defect in door assist handles. The AD identifies a risk that handles could detach from their lower mounting points, a vulnerability first flagged during pre-flight checks. According to reports from Money Control and PTI, work has already been completed on several legacy aircraft, with the remaining fleet to follow in a gradual rollout. The modifications involve installing a new retainer above the lower keyway of the support bracket assembly and adding specific placards or markings to affected parts. These measures are designed to prevent potential crew and passenger injuries and to preserve the reliability of door systems during emergency evacuations. The FAA directive applies to certain Boeing 787-8 Dreamliner, Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner, and 787-10 variants. Beyond the hardware updates, the AD also mandates inspections of forward and aft door assist handles, with on-condition corrective actions required if defects are discovered. Air India confirmed that the modifications are preventive in nature and have had no impact on flight operations or passenger safety. Industry observers note that such directives reflect a standard regulatory feedback loop, ensuring minor hardware vulnerabilities are addressed well before they can contribute to operational incidents. The 737 MAX 7 FAA approval is now in its final stages, with U.S. regulators signaling that certification is literally around the corner, according to statements made at the Farnborough Air Show. FAA Deputy Administrator Chris Rochelow indicated the agency is nearing completion of the process for both the MAX 7 and the larger MAX 10, with the smaller variant expected to lead the way. Administrator Brian Bedford previously told Reuters he expects Boeing MAX 7 certification to occur this summer, while the MAX 10 is projected for approval before year's end. The regulatory progress follows a May announcement that the FAA approved Boeing's plan to increase 737 MAX production to 47 aircraft per month, reflecting broader confidence in the Boeing 737 MAX family. Boeing CEO Kelly Ortberg has reiterated the program remains on track for 2026, despite earlier delays tied to cockpit alerting systems and engine anti-ice regulations. For Southwest Airlines, the MAX 7's entry into service is a pivotal component of its single-type fleet strategy. The carrier intends to use the aircraft to replace aging 737-00s and serve shorter-haul, lower-demand routes. Industry analysis suggests Southwest anticipates first deliveries in early 2027, contingent on type certification by the third quarter of 2026. Completion of both MAX variant certifications would finalize Boeing's narrow-body family and sharpen its competitive position against the Airbus A321neo. That's all we have for today. You can get the latest aviation news at aviatordb.com.